Hey everyone, today I'm going to tell you a trick that has helped me estimate faster, helped me figure out landscape plant installation budgets faster, win more estimates, get more checks for deposit on the first meeting with a client. This is a trick that I wish I would have known right when I first started my business, because it would have sold me a lot more landscape projects a lot faster, and I would have looked much more intelligent because I would have been able to produce answers quicker. That's what breeds certainty, and that's how you win estimates, and that's how you get people to trust you. That's how you sell things in general, is by being extremely certain. And today we're talking about how to figure out how many landscape plants is required in a landscape bed. You gotta think in a game of averages here. Typically, we install all 3-gallon plantings. In Illinois, we might do some 1-gallon plantings. So you got to figure out first, what's the common plant size? I would almost guarantee you that a 3-gallon planting will be the common plant size, and you could do it all off of that. But if you need to have a 3-gallon and 1-gallon planting set up like this, you can do it for both of them. So let's just stick to 3 for this. Now, you're gonna go, sorry for all these reminders that keep popping up. First, you're gonna go and you're gonna figure out the price of a 3-gallon plant, and you're gonna figure out the range. So a low dollar one, and we're just hypothetical numbers, a low price one is 8, a high price one is 11. We're going to pick the high price one, and we're gonna price them all the same way. So if it's 11 and you mark it up for tax, and that adds 10%, and then if you double it for your profit margin or whatever you do, figure out that price, then figure out how much labor you're gonna associate to that. So you come up with a unit price. This price for me, a lot of times, has always been $60 for a 3-gallon planting. Install material, it's just been a good number that has proven to be true, and it has proven to work here in Florida. It's proven to work up in Illinois. And the more you learn your numbers, the more you break that down. Anyway, this is for quick estimating purposes only. Now, after you have figured out your average price per plant, show you something I was just working on. If you have a landscape bed, like the one right here, you see this landscape bed? Are we close enough? Can you see that? You measure the length. If you got like a 3-foot bed, you've got a bed along the front of a house, a foundation plan, and it's 3 foot wide, 4 foot wide, where you're gonna just do plantings. There's gonna be one row of plants. Here's the goal. You take your linear measurement and divide it by 3. That's gonna give you a good amount of budgeted plants. If you want some buffer, you can add 2 or 3 plants to that. And that's what allows me to go out to estimates, and I'll show you one I did today, and get quick numbers. Because that's usually one of the things you get all stumped and you get messed up in your head, and you're like, oh my God, I know how to measure for the rock. I remember feeling this way. I'm making this too hard. That's what we all do. We need to make this shit more simple. And I was about spot on. I did the actual design, and there were 2 more plants than I originally intended in my rough numbers. So let's take this away, put this rough numbers in. So this bed was 16 feet deep. This bed was 30 foot wide. This bed was 11 foot long. This bed that was 16 foot long this way, it was super, super wide. So I did 2 rows of 16 feet. So what did I do? I did 11 plus 16. Now the bed was really, really wide. It wasn't just a 3-foot bed. So I did plus another 16 to compensate for that. And then plus 30. Okay, now I got 73 feet. I divide that by 3. I came up with 24 plants. I called it 30 because I would rather have more. I'm still too shy than I need, but it gives me that rough estimate. So I'm able to go out there. I know what it costs to do tear out. I know what it costs to do prep. I know what it costs per yard of rock install. I know what it costs per square foot of material. I'm able to produce a $6,100 estimate that when I put it in the system, it was a $6,200 estimate. I'm able to go out with confidence and have close pricing. And that right there is a tip. That was the hardest part for me to figure out in this, how to come up with plantings quick. Because you always assume you gotta do so much thought, and you don't have to do as much thought. Everything in your business, the easier you can keep it, the better you will be. So now go out, take some linear measurements, pay attention to the depth of your bed. If the bed's 20 foot deep, you cannot just divide it by 3. And do some division, play with this, and see how it works for you. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any other helpful tips and tricks to estimate plantings.